Hey music fans, he's Fitz.
He's Rye.
And this is
the Wiz Wit Music Vlog.
Vlog?
Vlog.
Vlog vlog.
Vlog vlog.
Today is April the 10th, 2014. And today we're going to be covering a few things in music, not as much as we did last time. Last time was really long because we were covering a lot because it was our first time. But
gotta make it special.
Yeah, today should be better. So, music news. Fitz, do you have any music news today?
I do. This past week marked the 20th anniversary of the death of Kurt Cobain. Whether you believe it was murder or suicide, that's up to you to decide. But they did just release new photos from the case file. Some of which are pretty graphic, so if you don't have a strong stomach, I would advise against going to look at them. But, you know, you don't have to listen to me.
In other music news,
happier.
Yesterday, yes, definitely happier music news. Today, well not today, yesterday, it's still today to us because we've been awake this whole time. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning right now.
I'm wide awake!
It's about 2 o'clock, thank you for that. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning right now, but yesterday was Gerard Way's 37th birthday. I know that's big for you, Mr. Like him over there. It was also Craig Mabbitt's 27th birthday.
Which is big for you, Mr. Escape the Fate.
Yeah. And more for Jen. And also, I'm not sure how old he is, but Albert Hammond from the Strokes, it was his birthday.
They're a good band.
Three really big birthdays, all in one day. Also, what we didn't mention is on the same day as the passing of Kurt Cobain was also the anniversary of the passing of Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. So, getting off the music news, we're going to move into some of our stories to talk about. I want to talk about something that I missed in the last video. Fitz, you know what that is?
The Unconditional Tour?
Yes, the Unconditional Tour. So the Unconditional Tour was another tour that I attended in that large group of shows that I mentioned in the last videos. The Unconditional Tour was Memphis May Fire, Hands Like Calluses, A Skylit Drive, Beartooth, and The Word Alive. So that show was incredible. There were some really interesting things that happened. So starting off with early in the show, Beartooth. Beartooth is the new band for former lead singer of Attack Attack, Caleb Shomo. Much more aggressive, much heavier, no more techno. That's what I would have to say about Beartooth. They're really intense. It's a really great set, and Caleb actually got really upset because at the Trocadero you're not allowed to mosh.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
That's you're actually not allowed to mosh anywhere because if anybody gets hurt, the venue can be sued and lose their license and be shut down.
That's true.
Moving on from there, we had Hands Like Houses. They were very interesting. They're from Australia. Not as heavy as the other bands, but they were really good. Their lead singer had a lot of passion. It was a really good set. It was interesting. One of the guitarists was walking around the stage barefoot, and I thought it was pretty strange because it was in the middle of like February or March. It was in the middle of March, maybe.
You said this was the Troc?
Yeah.
Their stage can get cold because the back door's right next to it.
Yeah, and it was wide open. Yeah. So that was pretty strange, but it was really interesting. They're from Australia, like I said. They're really cool. Go check them out. Moving on from there, we had I think, yeah, Skylit Drive. Skylit Drive was next. I think I'm not entirely sure, but I believe they were next. Skylit Drive was great. If you've never got the chance to see them, I know this was my first time. I think you mentioned before that you had seen them at Warped Tour.
Yeah, I've seen them at Warped, but I wasn't really paying attention. It was more of, you know, getting the Warped experience.
Yeah. So, for those of you who have no idea about the Skylit Drive, they're phenomenal. They put on a great show. Michael Jageman, who looks like he's about PJ size. He's a really tiny guy. I have a picture of me with him, so it's like
So it's like the pictures of you and PJ together.
It's pretty interesting. But Michael Jackson, he has one hell of a vocal range. He can hit some pretty damn high notes, and at the same time keep some damn intensity in his voice. So that was pretty cool. Moving on from there was The Word Alive. The Word Alive put on a fantastic show. This was my second time seeing them, and it was a much different show. They played some stuff off their newer album. Telly's intense. Tyler Smith, or as he's known to the fans as Telly. He's crazy. He's out of his damn mind. He climbed up onto the edge of, you know how the truck has the balcony and then it drops down, there's two like side pits on the balcony? He climbed up onto there and backflipped off into the crowd. Just backflipped off. And he's crazy.
So are they banned from the truck now?
No, not at all. He also got really intense with a fan who looked like they had purposely elbowed a female in the face.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Telly instantly jumped off the stage and got in his face and told him don't ever do it again. But they sorted it all out. Yeah, I like respected Telly a lot in that moment. They sorted it out by the end of the show, or by the end of the set, so that was good. You know, there was no further quarrels, no qualms, nothing. And then moving on from there was Memphis May Fire. Memphis May Fire, like I said, this was my first time seeing them. It was a great show. They had really cool lighting. Everything was really intense. And Maddie Mullins is one of my new favorite gingers. It was really cool. There was Memphis May Fire actually has the song with Kellen Quinn, but obviously Kellen Quinn couldn't be there. They're off doing their own thing. And Michael Jackson filled in phenomenally. Their vocal ranges are very similar, and it was great. So that about wraps what I have to say about the Unconditional Tour. So moving on from there, we have some more recent news. About 9 days ago, on April Fool's Day, Fearless Records put out
Punko's 90s Volume 2.
So on this, we had bands like Get Scared,
Chunk No Captain Chunk,
Ice Nine Kills,
Mayday Parade.
Mayday Parade. There's a lot more that I'm missing.
Yeah, there were.
It's a 12. Memphis May Fire was also on there.
Yep.
It's a 12-track CD, and it's really good. I got it the day it came out. It's a phenomenal album. What was your favorite off the album?
I really liked Chunk No Captain Chunk's cover of All Star. Originally by Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
They kept a lot true to the original song, and they threw in a sick breakdown.
Yeah, this one was pretty sick.
I love the song All Star to begin with. Whenever I had heard it, like growing up, like the original by Smash Mouth, I didn't even realize the song needed a breakdown until I heard it, and then I'm just like, wow, why wasn't this there the whole time?
Yes, it would have been strange.
It would have worked though, because it really does work.
Definitely. I know one of my favorites is definitely Motionless in White's cover of Du Hast. Du Hast, for those of you who don't know, Du Hast is originally by Rammstein.
German death metal band.
Yeah, German death metal. There is not a lick of English in the song. It's a pretty intense song to begin with.
Yeah.
And Motionless in White, I think Motionless in White was the perfect band to cover this song. Like, they kept it almost entirely true to what it was, but they added their own flair into it, which I thought was really good. Like, that's the key to a good cover, is keeping the song as true as you can while adding your own flair. And that's why I think that they nailed it. Another one that was a really interesting track on the album was Falling in Reverse's cover of Gangsta's Paradise, originally by Coolio.
Yep.
Really unexpected, but at the same time, I kind of expected it with Ronnie's new, rap thing that he's doing, which in some places it's really good, in some places it's not as good. His lyrics are great. That's all I have to say about that. His lyrics are phenomenal.
Really clever. He has some clever rhymes.
He's definitely said that he's heavily influenced by Eminem. The whole time he was in jail, he said all he would listen to was Eminem while he was writing. So you can definitely get some of Eminem's nuances with his really really catchy, really snarky lines. Like, he's got some really smart ass lines that he makes.
Cuts you up and guts you like a fucking avocado.
That's one.
Been in rap since I was shitting in Pampers, climbed the ladder to the top, and now I'm shitting on rappers.
That's one. There's a couple other ones.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
There's a couple other ones that we really shouldn't mention. Like things that just things that just aren't safe for, you know, if you're watching this, God forbid, at work.
Who has a job besides you?
98% of the world.
No, that's
I know.
highly exaggerated.
I know.
It's more like 10% of the world.
So other than that, we had the title, not the title, but the lead single off the album was "Get Scared," covering "My Own Worst Enemy."
Originally by Lit.
Yes, originally by the band Lit, who were kind of a one-off in the 90s. They had a couple other songs that they did that didn't make it nearly as hot as My Own Worst Enemy did. They had a song. It was a song called, I believe it was called "Completely Miserable," and it's pretty humorous. I'll let you check that one out later. I have it. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
There's a line where he's like, "You make me come. You make me complete. You make me completely miserable." That's pretty much how that goes.
That's how relationships go.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. It's a progression of a terrible relationship. Anyway, moving on. We also had, let's see, we had Memphis May Fire covered.
We talked about that.
Yeah, Memphis May Fire covered the Stone Temple Pilots with Interstate Love Song. One of my favorite Stone Temple Pilots songs.
So they covered 2 on that album?
No. That was their one cover.
They did do Hoss.
No, that's Motionless in White.
Oh.
A lot of M bands. A lot of M bands on this one. Motionless in White, Mayday Parade, Memphis May Fire. So on from there we have Mayday Parade covered the song Come Down by Bush. We had Yellow Card covered Smashing Pumpkins.
You know, they're a 90s band themselves.
Yeah, Yellow Card's been around for a long time. Not quite 90s, early 2000s, very, very early 2000s.
I think
Maybe
they had,
very, very late.
Yeah.
Like 99.
Yeah, they've been around for a while though.
Yeah, definitely. But they covered Smashing Pumpkins, which is interesting. You know, this is how the beginning of the song today is where it's a it's a very, very light guitar riff.
Did they do that on their violin?
Yeah. It was interesting. He's got a good voice for it though, because that's one of the songs where it's just like, "Today is the greatest." That's, you know, kind of fits. Moving on from there, like we said, we have "Du Hast" by Motionless in White. We have, I know I'm missing some.
We don't have to go through all the tracks on the album.
True.
And then
we have there was a cover of the song "Southtown" by POD. The name of the band is The Ghost Inside. That's it. That's one of the ones I was missing. And the last track on the album was "Good Riddance," originally by Green Day, of course.
Obviously.
Covered by a band called Nice Nine Kills. And
it was a fucking weird cover to hear.
it was strange. It was strange for us because we, you know, how big of Green Day
We've
fans
been
we
listening
are.
to Green Day all our lives, basically.
I mean, they've been around longer than we have.
Yeah.
So, you know, to hear that was strange, but at the same time, it was an interesting breath of fresh life into it. It was a weird. It was a strange take, but I liked it.
I feel like it gave the song the feeling that it was written to have, because
That big old.
yeah, Billy originally wrote the song as a fuck you to a girlfriend that broke up with him, left, and went to Venezuela, I believe it was. So he wrote it as like a big fuck you for leaving him, and it got bastardized so much because it was like acoustic and stuff.
Used as a graduation
Yeah,
song.
graduation song, wedding song, fucking just all these happy things. And hearing it heavier finally, it finally gave it the sound that I feel like he originally intended it to have.
I agree. So, but on the short note, you know, if we could talk about just about any CD you give us for an hour.
Please don't make us do that.
Please do. That'll give us a lot more to do. We run out of things. But on that note, we're gonna move on. So, from Punko's 90s, the other big thing we want to talk about is we are now two days.
2
from
days.
The Wonder Years.
Yes.
Very exciting.
So fucking stoked for that.
Getting to see them, we saw them at Warped Tour, but this will be so much better. Anytime you get to see a band in an intimate venue as opposed to on a giant stage at a festival with thousands of people is a drastic improvement.
Yeah, I've met Soupy before. He's a really cool guy.
You know, it's funny because I can't call him Dan.
Nobody does.
I know, but it's just like, you know, how with all the other band members that we talk about, every time I say a nickname, I'll say their real name. Like Telly, his name is Tyler, but everyone calls him Telly anyway.
Yeah.
Soupy is just Soupy. There's no Dan.
It's Dan Soupy Campbell, and he got the nickname Soupy because his last name is Campbell, and Campbell's chicken noodle soup is.
You know, is he related to them?
No, I don't think so.
But that should be interesting, like we talked about in the last video.
There'll definitely be pictures and a write-up of the show.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get to talk to the guys after the show.
Yeah.
Or before the show. We'll be there relatively early, so.
We'll probably be there at like noon. The show doesn't start until like 7.
Yeah.
We'll be there for a long ass time.
Seems about right. That's usually how we do with shows. You know, we like to kind of scout out the area and make some friends in the crowd. So, I think that's the majority of what we have to talk about. And right now we're gonna go to a commercial break. So we'll see you soon.
Brondo the Thirst Mutilator. It's like a monster truck you can pour into your face. It's got electrolytes. What are electrolytes? I don't know, but they're extremely awesome, and Brondo is full of them. And they help plants grow, which is why you should drink Brondo and not water, because water is from the toilet, and I've never seen plants grow out of a toilet. It's got caffeine, super extra caffeine, and 5 kinds of sugar, which makes it delicious, and much better than other energy drinks that are not delicious. Drinking it will make you wonder why you haven't ever crushed a human skull with your bare hands. But you won't have to, because you'll already know that Brondo tastes how that would feel, which is like having sex with a tractor trailer in a parking lot. I just split my pants like the Incredible Hulk. See that? Brondo will make you need new pants. And while you're out buying new pants, you should buy some new shoes, because you're gonna wear out your shoes from kicking everyone's ass all the time. Brondo will make you want to kick everyone's ass all the time, which might be good or bad, but either way you're gonna win, because Brondo will make you win at things you're not even supposed to win at, like yelling. Brondo will make you win at yelling. Or maybe instead of yelling, something else like jumping or waving, because you'll be able to wave your hands really fast, and you'll probably become invisible, which doesn't even make any sense. But if that doesn't happen, then you'll probably just end up running somewhere, which is good if you like running, but even if you don't, Brondo will make you win at exercise.
Alright, welcome back from the commercial break. I hope you enjoyed it, because we have no idea what it was.
Could have been, what's that called? Brondo? I think it's an energy drink.
I don't fucking know. They don't tell me anything.
I don't know.
Well, Brondo has electrolytes.
Oh, dude, they're what plants crave.
But don't plants also need water?
No. Water's in the toilet. Have you ever seen plants in the toilet?
Yeah, that might just be me.
That's fucking weird, dude.
Alright, anyway, off topic. So, we've reached the point, I think, if you're done talking, I'm done running my fucking mouth.
I think I'm gonna shut up now.
Alright, so I think we've reached the point in the show where we play you a song. We attempt to play you a song. The keyword is attempt. We tried this last time, and it went really well until the camera shut off in the middle of it.
Yeah, and at that point, it was it's actually a little bit earlier than it was now. We've been going at this for a long time tonight.
Yeah, so, but I think we're gonna power through this with the help of some Brondo to keep us awake.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play you guys a song.
Brondo.
Yeah, Brondo in the red cups. We're gonna play you guys a song, and yeah, it's one we've never played before, right, Vince?
Yeah, we actually just started learning this tonight. We've played that at every show. Just knock that off now. But
take your pants off.
No. Yeah, we've never played this song before. We just learned it today. Just let us know what you think. We're gonna try our best.
Yeah, we put our own little spin on it, so just let us know.
Hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's his fault.
Ready?
Yep. If I had $1 million,
If I had $1 million,
I'd buy you a house.
I would buy you a house.
If I had $1 million, I had $1,000,000,
I'd build a fort in our backyard.
if I had $1,000,000,
We could have two, it wouldn't be too hard.
if I had $1,000,000,
Maybe we could put a tiny little refrigerator in there. And, you know, maybe just go hang out. Yeah. Like, we'd open the refrigerator and stuff, and there would be food laid out for us. Some individually wrapped sausage.
do they have pre-wrapped sausage but not pre-wrapped bacon?
Can you blame them?
Yeah.
You know, I think I got it. What about some of those little wieners?
Can we get some tiny nuts too?
Oh yeah.
If I had $1,000,000,
If I had $1,000,000,
I'd buy you a fur coat.
but not a real fur coat, that's cruel.
If I had $1,000,000,
If I had $1,000,000,
I'd buy an exotic pet.
yeah, like a llama or an emu.
If I had $1,000,000,
If I had $1,000,000,
I'd buy John Merrick's remains.
oh, all those crazy elephant folks.
If I had $1,000,000, I'd buy your love. If I had $1,000,000,
You wanted that too hard to control.
if I had $1,000,000,
Take a limousine to Costco.
if I had $1,000,000,
We wouldn't have to eat dinner.
Louis, what do you craft dinner?
Like SpongeBob mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you need it. There's more. A lot more.
Buy really expensive ketchup for it.
All the fanciest Dijon ketchup.
Mmm.
Oh yeah.
If I had $1,000,000,
If I had $1,000,000,
I'd buy you a green dress.
but not a real green dress, because that's cruel.
I'm sorry. If I had $1,000,000,
If I had $1,000,000,
I'd buy you some art.
Picasso or Garfunkel.
If I had $1,000,000,
If I had $1,000,000,
I'd buy you a monkey.
haven't you always wanted a monkey?
If I had $1,000,000, I'd buy your love. If I had $1,000,000, if I had $1,000,000,
If I had $1,000,000,
if I had $1,000,000, I'd be rich. You know, I'd really like being rich.
yeah, man. We can finally get the band going.
It would be about time.
Peace, guys.
See ya.